Oh my God!
Well, Tennessee. Cool,
So
cool,
I'll open it
cool.
up to you now to introduce yourself.
All right. Hey, Sarah. My name is Shaun Allen Vasquez Crittenden. I have a long name. At first, and when I was a youth, I went by Shaun Crittenden, and I went by Shaun Vasquez. So I just threw it all together, and that's why the name is so long. So, yeah, it's great to chat with you today. Right now, I am definitely working on this 1908 Craftsman home, which you can see behind me, and I'm really excited about it. I have a GoFundMe going, and we've been in the newspaper, and it's really fantastic. So it's awesome to talk and like share all good vibes. Check it out. You'll probably post a little feeder in the comments or whatever. But yeah, so it's great to catch up, and I'm excited to talk about whatever we're talking about today, about being single, about my life. Yes. So what's up, Sarah Scott? How are you doing?
Well, Shaun Allen Vasquez Crittenden. How long you been single for, buddy?
Oh, okay. So I had a girlfriend. Let's see. I had a girlfriend about, I broke up with her about a year ago, and then we went on and off for a little while for sure. I like wouldn't talk to her, and then I blocked her calls, but then it was coming on my laptop. So then I saw a couple of her texts, and I was like, yeah, I miss you too. So then I saw her, and then, it's on and off, but I've been single for like 8 months. And before that, I was single for a long time too, because I have a very unique situation in which, not to bring in real stuff, but my father passed away on Christmas Day of 2020. Yeah, so for the past basically since we've seen each other at Joe's Scrap Shack, I've been taking care of my dad. Yeah, he suffered from dementia, like drug induced. It was pretty heavy, and so I took care of him after I graduated college, and he just passed away. God rest his soul. But yeah, so I've been single because it's hard. I've been moving around a lot, so I've had a unique situation. So
yeah,
yes,
definitely. That's that's a lot, man, and kudos to you, because that takes a lot of willpower and just a lot of dedication to take care of your parent.
Check out my GoFundMe. Not even to donate, just check it out, Sarah. If you want to, you're my buddy, check it out. There's a good little timeline in there. So there's pictures of my dad. There's pictures of what happened, and it goes into detail. So I wrote it just to because a lot of friends I've disconnected from, because it takes so much out of you to take care of your parent like that, Yeah. And so I wanted to share it, it's like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. So yeah, check it out.
I will definitely. Yeah. You had a very unique situation with your dad, and that definitely plays a part in dating, clearly, because
for sure, yeah,
bringing people in, that's got to be it's almost like having, I don't know, but tell me if it's similar to if you had a child, and it's like you don't want to bring everybody in, you don't want to have to
yes, in a completely different way, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you think people in your community would view being single any sort of way, like they would have any stigmas about it or anything like that, or do you think it's totally simple to be accepted?
I definitely think being married offers a certain stability to the community, and I think that when you see that ring on someone's hand, it does give a sense of security. Me being single, I've been accepted by my community, and I don't really have that problem, but I could definitely see that problem arising if you're not careful. Due to the uniqueness of my situation and all that stuff, because honestly, when I look at dating and stuff, for me, it's always been like, hey, I have these priorities. It's not fair to just lure you in. It's just not fair. I have so much stuff I have to do, and that's on me. So I have to do it. And but yeah. So as far as feeling that from the community, I definitely think you could in a given situation, because I am 31, right? And being single, it's kind of like, hey, what's going on? but it's a small town, so everybody kind of knows me, and it's great. Out here, honestly, I've been in Central California in this Porterville town for a while, and it's a nice community. It's more small town.
Do you think you're ready for that next step? Like you're looking to, has your perspective changed? You know, I want to get married now because, you know, unfortunately with your dad, you kind of have a little bit more freedom now. What do you think your perspective is on dating now? Like you're jumping to get into the scene?
So I heard something once, Sierra, and I didn't understand it completely, but maybe now, little by little, as you grow older, you have phrases in your brain and you kind of go over them. That's me anyways, you know? And a person told me, when you're 20, you're one person. When you're 25, you're another person. And when you're 30, that's the person you're probably going to be. So your perspective is constantly changing, you know? And I do feel that I've been garnered with a different perspective due to different situations I've gone through, and just kind of seeing what life is and where we're going. And moving back to the beach and what you're saying, I'm just hanging out. I'm really not worried about it.
Good.
I'm not worried about it. I've got good friends, you know, and I really think that's the priority, because I really feel like from inside is how you manifest your outside, you know? So you want to be the best person, because when I meet the person that I want to date or marry or whatever that the case may be, I want to provide the best man that I can be for that person. So I'm busy working on good things and making solid changes and things like that, and hanging out with my friends and just having a good time and having faith that you know, the world's going to come together. So yeah, you know, I mean, other than that, just worrying doesn't do anything, or thinking about stuff doesn't really do anything. So true,
very good. Yeah. I think you're in a super good place. Like you sound awesome right now. Seeing as how you're in such a good place, like if you met somebody who you were interested in, but you know, you kind of thought maybe they need a little growth, like they, you know, it's not quite where I would want them to be. Like, what do you think would happen? Because, you know, you're already kind of where you should be. Would you stick it out with them, like wait for them to get there? Or do you just like, be like, nah, it's not right, let me go find someone else?
That's a great question, Sierra. Yeah, you're really hitting the roots there. And I appreciate that. Yeah, it's good investigating reporting.
I try.
Yeah, great job. So the life unraveled is it's funny that you asked that. I was recently dating a girl, and it was actually a very similar situation of what you're talking about, you know, and I think you have to find your own balance. You know, I'm a big fan of supporting people and letting people find their own path, you know, and because everyone's path is unique and you have to feel it out for yourself, you know, and you can read good books, you can be around good people, and that's all going to help you. But at the end of the day, you have to make those decisions, and, you know, you have to find wherever your inspiration may lie. So I really think that's the key. But yeah, writing that balance, writing that fence is difficult because, you know, your heart is longing to be with that person, and your mind is saying, hey, you know, it's probably not a good fit or whatever, you know, and it's definitely a hard balance. I went with my mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I went with my mind.
I think that's good, because I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like that's what love is generally at the end of it all. It's like, it's a choice, you know, because you choose to be with this person for 50, 60 years.
That's me. If I'm going to commit, I'm all in, you know, and you're going to get all of me. So yeah, exactly. You know, and I don't, you know, precariously send my feelings out, you know, they're directed, and I want to make sure that it's going to create something good for sure. Because they're very, you know, very powerful, and it's beautiful. And yeah, so
because you know, like you mentioned before, there are a couple of pros to being as a couple, especially being married, not just as a couple, but being married. You know, our government kind of gives different little incentives, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would you say is kind of like the biggest drawback from being single, like that you could tell?
In my everyday life?
Yeah, like the thing that would affect you the most.
Home chores.
Valid.
In my everyday life.
Huge house there.
Yeah, it's doing the laundry. It's and then at the end of the day, like being around people, because I have a crew and we work together and I have friends and I do all that stuff. But on a Saturday evening or a Sunday morning, when I'm like taking the weekend off, it's nice to be around people. And when you're on Saturday, it's supposed to be a day off and you're doing all your laundry and you're doing all your dishes and all that stuff. It's nice to have help with stuff, And a lot of my guys when we work on the house, I'm like, hey, you gotta do laundry. I don't. I'm like, yeah, man. It's like a Tuesday evening and I'm doing my laundry. You're just always juggling. So I would say that in my everyday life, just being sarcastic, but it's the being able to confide in someone and being close to someone for sure. I try to marry that with my friends and exercising. Like I like to work out and jog and go to the gym and stuff like that, and that helps. I try to journal. I journal just about every day and things like that. So you have to really and I try to read, and that's what keeps that stimulus going. But yeah, it would be nice to have someone, but you just keep going. So you just keep going. So
touche. Yeah. I love it. To kind of piggyback off of that question, because like I said, I think that you have a very healthy view of being single, and I appreciate it so much. And I feel like that's the way I view it also. It's like, as long as you've got hobbies and like different things.
Hobbies are essential.
Yeah. It's like you've got a full life in and of itself. But so for me, being a woman, it's a little bit different just because society is like, you got to get married. Like you kind of need that to happen. And
it's
like a little bit
crock,
of a failure.
But I do understand what you're saying. Yes, and I respect that.
Thank you. Gotta respect the, I don't know, what would you call it? Like the stigma, the taboo.
The stigma. Yeah, whatever the heck that is, but it's bad vibes. It's just bad vibes
for sure.
At the end of the day, and I don't do bad vibes, so
no,
not about it.
No good. Yeah, goodbye to the bad vibes. But
later.
So on the flip side,
on the flip,
yeah, bye Felicia. But for a guy, do you think it's similar, or do you think guys have a little bit easier where they don't have to worry about that so much?
That's a good question. I definitely think that depending on where you're living and who you're surrounded by, men have it easier at our age. Yes, I will agree with you. So, not agree because you didn't state what you thought, but I will support it. I will support that. Yes, I will support that, and I think it's unfair, and I think it's biased. I think that you're just figuring yourself out. Everybody's just figuring ourselves out, and going through whatever our path is. And it's unfair to put that kind of stigma either way. So yes, I think that guys have a little bit easier, and it's not fair.
Awesome. I mean, not to be biased, but awesome that you agree.
Yeah, it's just not smart. It's just not. Yeah. Doesn't work.
It's not amazing. But so now to take it a little bit, I guess, in reverse. So you dated some girls, right? And I'm assuming because you said you didn't answer the one's phone calls and stuff like that. I'm assuming maybe it wasn't on the greatest terms that things ended. So do you block them on social media, or do you keep following them? Like how do you navigate that?
When I was in college, and boys and girls are different, we think a little bit different. And and I was always taught to be a gentleman too, even though everything's equality and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, you're a boy and she's a girl, and you have to be nice, and so when I break up and I do that, or whatever, I complete block. Because I don't want to give any false intentions. Like, to me, I feel like it's a little bit sudden, and I'm ghost. But I feel like at the end of the day, if that was my daughter, that's how I'd want another guy to do it. Like, just say, hey, if you're not interested, leave her alone. Leave her alone. So that's kind of like at the root of my thinking. Sometimes it's not taken that way, and it's taken as a different, it's taken a different context. But what can you do? That's just what I do and what I think. So what do you think? What do you do?
I leave it. I don't mind, because I always thought, like, I always see it as like, I dated these people. Like, I have no real problem with them. To me, breakups happen in life. Like, it's just a part of life. So you're not going to end up with everybody. So as long as they were a good person, I don't see a problem with having them there. It doesn't make me any difference. I've been blocked. Like, I've been like cut off and stuff like that. And like, at the time, it's like, I didn't understand it. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't get it. Cause to me, you dated, it was part of your life. Like, what's the big deal? You should be able to be friends. But I think I'm in the minority of that group. Like,
no. It's great. It's great to converse. It's great to converse because you're right. But I also too, and just, going back and forth with you, when I open up to someone, it's deep, and so, like, especially as a girlfriend, like, for me, that's special. And out of respect for my future girlfriend or wife, I try to keep those boundaries. I try to, like, stay away. Like, it's just like, hey, we tried to date, it didn't work out. God bless. See you later. Like, I don't. What if she has a boyfriend down the road too? Like, I don't want to be that guy that is messing around with another guy's girl. Like, to me, that's just not acceptable. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, gotcha. Like, I get it.
So that's my side. Yeah. And I get your side too. Both are totally valid.
Totally valid. Like, it makes sense. Everybody's got their reasoning for what they do. Yeah. But it's good though, because like I said, like, in the beginning, I didn't understand it. I was very confused, and I was just like, you can't live with having known a person. Like, totally didn't get it. But now, like, that's why I like this dialogue. Yeah. Shedding light on the things that I didn't understand. So you're 31 now, in the Dirty 30 Club. Do you feel like, do you feel like life is more, is it easier now? Or do you think that there is another level of pressure that you have to deal with? What do you think?
You have good questions.
Thank you.
When I turned 30, because my birthday is New Year's Eve, so I went out. Yeah, I was out for New Year's or something like that, and I was at, like, Foot Locker or something like that. And
Foot Locker?
Maybe it was no, I think it was Black Friday, and my birthday was coming up. I think it was Black Friday. Yeah, it was definitely Black Friday, and I was at Foot Locker, and I got a pair of sneakers, and the girl was like, "Oh, your birthday's coming up," and I said, "Yeah, I'm turning 30. I can't believe it." She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it either." And she said, "Well, your 30s are a lot better than your 20s." And I was like, "I hope so, because damn, the 20s were tough." The 20s were tough, man. You just don't know what you're doing. You want to think you do, and you're just rocking it steady, And, so I definitely, working at Joe's Craft Shack, making it happen. I think at 30 we have a little bit of a better, head and understanding of what's going on. And as far as more additional pressure, it's whatever you think in your head, because you create it. So yes, there can be, and yes, there can't be. So it's however you choose to look at it.
Okay.
Yep.
And so now that you have made it to this wonderful place of, knowing who you are and what you want, and like, it seems like that's going to be super easy. Like, when you find that person that you want to be with, like, it's going to make it like very, very simple to be like, yes, this is the one. No, it's not, because you know what you want.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you know, that's how I envision it in my mind, but you know, life is different. So life is very peculiar. Life is very peculiar, it's very different.
Yes.
You know, and so that's definitely how I see it in my head, you know, and I took a proactive view of being single, and I just, and I took I was talking to my uncle a couple years back. I was at his house, and then we were watering the lawn together, you know, in the evening time after we got off work and catching up. And he's like, Shaun, when you get married, your life no longer is your own. And he's like, your life becomes your family. Like, you take care of your family. You know, you got to take care of your wife, you got to take care of your children, you know, and everything is about your family. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at it, and I was looking at his house, and I was looking at what he's doing, and I was like, holy cow. You know, like, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I better work. So, you know, in meditation and things like that, I was just like, hey, I better work on myself, you know, and get myself dialed in so that I can attract and
be ready.
Be with, yeah, you know, to handle all that stuff. And to be with a girl that is in a similar state of mind, you know?
Yeah.
But who knows? Here I am.
You might get a Jerry Springer, or I don't know if that's like a... But she might be amazing.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, that's definitely how I envision it. And I'm grateful to have all the time to be able to work on myself, and I feel like a woman that loves me, or a person like that, if they see that, they're gonna be like, that's awesome. Yeah. You know, and I would feel like she would probably be doing the same thing.
Yes.
You know, that's how I envision it. Yeah.
Claps for that. Claps for knowing that, and to be able to verbalize that, because that's kind of hard to articulate sometimes. But
I agree.
Yeah, but that is awesome.
Well, you have great questions. You have great questions, and you're getting to the crux of the situation. And I really appreciate that. It's fun.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, really thank you for having me on your YouTube channel. And it's exciting to reconnect. And I've had a nice chat with you, Sierra, and just catching up. And it's great to see you smiling and having a good time. So I'm working on this 1908 built craftsman home in Porterville, California. It's frequently called the Muller House here in town. We were just recently on the front page of the local newspaper, Porterville Recorder, about the remodel of this home. It's an icon in the town. It's probably the most well-known house in town, barring the Zoud House, which is a historical museum, which is literally 2 streets over. But people pass by while I've been restoring this home, honking and waving. People stop by and they're like, oh my God, are you guys making it back like how it was? Because when I bought it 5 years ago with my late father, it was on the verge of collapse. Like it was in really bad shape. And I looked at it coming from Orange County, and I said, oh my God, look at this beautiful home, you know, and look at the history. I have a postcard of the home that's framed. It was given to me by my neighbor, and it's of the home. Yeah, it says Porterville, a residence in Porterville, California. It's the home like back in 1914, you know, and so it's just been an honor to restore it and to really engage the community. So I reached out through Facebook, and I started posting pictures, and we got like 200, 300 likes on a couple of pictures, and just a lot of people commenting and just going back and forth on it, which is really cool. And I just recently found out that I got termite tinting. That I have termites, and I need termite tinting. So in an effort to reach out to the community, I just created a GoFundMe, and I told my whole story. Like, how did I end up in Porterville? What, you know, like, how's the house project going? Like, all this stuff. Because a lot of people are very curious in this town about this house. So I just put it all down there, and it was healing, and it was good, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of what's going on, and thanks for the opportunity to share it with the world.
Definitely, my pleasure. I'm like, it's been such a pleasure having you on here, and we'll definitely put everything down in the description below and above so that they can go check out your GoFundMe and maybe help get rid of those termites so that comes to the property.
It's been great. We raised so the goal amount of the GoFundMe is $5,000, and it's to cover the $4,750 that's for the termite tinting. And we've raised over $1,100 to this point, with the approximate donation of like $30, which is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so cool to see people just chip in a 20, chip in a 10, chip in 15. You know, just like that was what I was going for. It was like, hey, Porterville, don't you love this is your town. This is, you know, like, let's, you know, like
help
what a great
it.
thing. Yeah. It was just really nice. And I talked about my dad in there and how we came here and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of content there, and it's good stuff. So check it out.
Yeah, everybody. Gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
Go support Shaun. Go support Porterville. Go support this wonderful craftsman 1908 building and keep it alive.
And support Miss Scott.
You know, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Do the things.
Do it.